Hi, Frozen Movies here. Today I will make sense of a Japanese sci-fi film called Terra. Watch out for spoilers. Far later on, overpopulation is going to obliterate the planet Earth. To make a fallback in the event that our biological system fizzles, people choose to change the environment of Mars and make it reasonable for human life. The interaction is called terraforming. They start by growing a less complex type of life like greenery on its surface. The greenery would assist with expanding the temperature of the planet and make it like the world's temperature. To spread greenery over its surface, hereditarily designed cockroaches are sent. It is currently the year 2597. Some place in Tokyo, two hoodlums named Komachi and Nanao are being pursued by the police. They run quickly through the group, however, are gotten. As the police encompass them, an advanced vehicle suspends overhead and terrains close by. Inside the vehicle is Dr. Honda and his collaborator. They are there to get the two lawbreakers and use them for their own advantage. The specialist offers them to be a piece of the Mars colonization mission. Komachi and Nanao should go to its surface and annihilate all the cockroach settlements since they are not generally required. Dr. Honda vows to acquit their wrongdoings assuming they consent to take part. The pair acknowledges the deal. Sliced to 2 years after the fact, Nanao and Komachi are presently prepared and are traveling to Mars with different lawbreakers like them in a spaceship called Bugs 2. Nanao is generally distrustful of their capability in light of the fact that their group is comprised of hooligans and lawbreakers. As she is conversing with Komachi about the matter, the ship chief Keisuke Dojima illuminates them that the ship is going to arrive on Mars' surface. He arranges everybody to get ready for landing. After they at last touch down in the world, they see that Mars is as of now not red like it used to be. Fairly, it resembles Earth, spread with greenery. Lieutenant Mina dispatches a gadget that secretes synthetics out of sight to kill the cockroaches. The chief then arranges them to spread around in a gathering of two and check whether the destruction interaction is working. They intend to meet in 3 hours and pick their colleagues. A colleague named Asuka is brought together with Yakuza. However, she unusually demands being with the gathering's PC expert Ichiro. The chief acknowledges the solicitation, not maintaining that a contention should emerge. The group's drones then find another ship sent decade prior called the Bugs 1 close by. Dojima contacts the doctor and lets him know they are prepared for the primary contact. The doctor begins to hop energetically, expecting the after effects of the mission. The gatherings then, at that point, step on a superficial level and begin looking for dead cockroaches. Two gathering individuals named Jan and Maria are befuddled to see no cockroaches on the greenery. As they keep looking, unexpectedly, the two go over 3 weird animals standing directly before them. They rapidly take cover behind a stone in dread. They had not been told about such enormous animals who resemble human-sized human cockroaches and have clubs as a weapon. In the meantime, Komachi and Nanao, who are additionally searching for dead cockroaches, go over a similar animal. Komachi is entranced and takes a stab at waving at it. However, in no time, the animal assaults Nanao and snaps her neck. It then, at that point, takes off instantly, leaving Nanao's limp body on the ground. Nanao passes on in Komachi's arms, and he watches her in trouble. All at once, Jen's group shows up and informs Komachi regarding their experience. The animals have additionally killed Asuka. They rush back to the ship and inform the chief regarding the animal, just to figure out that the skipper had some awareness of them all along. He was requested not to inform the colleagues regarding the animal by the doctor. The skipper makes sense of that the cockroaches that were sent 500 years prior advanced at a fast speed due to the overflow of radiation and presently have transformed into animals more grounded than people. Presently, the doctor shows up as a visualization before the group and guarantees them they don't have anything to stress over. The doctor had been planning for this exact instant for quite a while. He has arranged recognized infusions for each part that will concede them the superpowers of a few bugs. The medication will improve their DNA by joining it with that of the bug. Utilizing those special powers, they can fight the advanced cockroaches. Nonetheless, the individuals would rather not battle the cockroaches. Rather, they need to cut short the mission and fly back to the Earth right away. Yet, soon, their ship is encircled by the animals. One fearless colleague named Godly workers to redirect the cockroaches until the others restart the ship. He heads outside and infuses himself with the substance that the doctor had given. When he does that, a fast transformation begins inside his body, transforming him into a crossover among human and ground bugs. Presently, Lee can dart away flares from his body as beetles do. With his new powers, Lee fights the cockroaches, who appear to be essentially as strong as him. He utilizes his one-of-a-kind power and shoots fire from his hand. The power from the blazes pushes the animals back and consumes them. In any case, when it dies down, it is seen that the exoskeleton of the animal is singed. A cockroach then, at that point, runs towards him and kills him instantly. In the interim, one more cockroach locks itself to the spaceship and breaks its windows. It enters the specialty and quickly kills 2 of the individuals, making the others dread for their lives. The commander rapidly infuses himself with the medication and begins to develop. His DNA is blended in with the DNA of shot subterranean insects, who can convey things that are multiple times their weight. The skipper then effectively crushes the cockroach to the floor and kills it. The group celebrates, yet their joy is stopped when they notice a horde of cockroaches heading towards the ship from the radar. Realizing that they can't fight them all, everybody chooses to take off and return to the Earth. In any case, when the lieutenant attempts to begin the ship, the engines break down, and the framework closes down. It appears like somebody has purposely disrupted the ship to prevent it from taking off. The skipper rapidly thinks about an arrangement. He believes that the group should go to the Bugs 1 and bring every one of the fundamental parts they should fix Bugs 2, while he battles the cockroaches. Everybody concurs, except Ichiro requests to remain behind with the skipper and help him. Prior to advancing toward the other ship, Komachi goes to see Nanao's corpse for the last time. He sees odd strings emerging from her mouth yet doesn't respect it. Presently, the group gets inside the Mars rover, which should go through a crowd of cockroaches. A member named Tezuka offers to assist them stay away from the animals and infuses himself with the medication. He develops into a McLeod bug who can shoot out shots of gases as fire at an exceptionally fast. He utilizes his ability to impel the Mars rover forward through the horde of cockroaches. In the interim, the chief battles the cockroaches inside the ship energetically, yet increasingly more of them continue to enter. He rapidly advances toward the control room and vacuums out the oxygen inside the ship, so every one of the cockroaches inside would pass on because of suffocation. His arrangement works, and soon, the cockroaches begin to fall oblivious. However, the absence of oxygen hurts the commander also, making both him and Ichiro tumble to the ground. Simultaneously, the group inside the rover sees something enormous moving toward them. Whenever they get a reasonable look, they are shocked to see a huge influx of millions of cockroaches coming their direction. Suka actually doesn't withdraw and utilizes all his ability to drive the ship forward. They strike the animals and before long land securely on the opposite side of the cockroach wave. The gathering then, at that point, joyfully pushes ahead. However, not long later, another wave approaches them. This one is considerably bigger than the other wave, containing of millions of animals. Suka can't deal with them together, so 2 of the colleagues named Maria and Osaku change themselves into their crossover variants too. The 3 make an honest effort to fight off every one of the animals. However, the rover flips and forcefully arrives on the ground. The 3 are tossed to the ground, while the ones inside the rover are taken out. The rover ends up being on autopilot mode and takes the individuals to the objective ship. Suka, Maria, and Osaku have a go at battling the crowd of animals yet are at last killed. At the point when the gathering inside the rover restores their awareness, they are now at the Bugs 1. They advance inside while 2 individuals watch the entry. Mina attempts to run an indicative of the ship, and they before long understand that the ship is sending information to somebody on the planet. All of a sudden, the gathering hears discharges and surges outside. Both of the watchmen have been killed. The cockroaches have tracked down the weapons in the Bugs and are utilizing them to battle. Komachi infuses himself with the medication and changes into a monstrous hornet. With his freshly discovered powers, he can poke holes through the cockroaches' bodies and kill them in one go. Jen does likewise and transforms into a desert locust that can hop up to 90 stories high, while Mina changes into an asking mantis that can cut the cockroaches into pieces. The group fights the cockroaches and kills them instantly. The scene changes to the specialist calling somebody. The telephone is gotten by one of the cockroaches on Mars. Dissimilar to different cockroaches, it can communicate in Japanese and speak with the specialist. He cautions the bug not to draw near to Komachi when he changes since his bug is very hazardous. Subsequent to finishing the call, the cockroach goes inside the ship Bugs 2 and once again courses its oxygen. Then, at that point, the animal's body destroys the center and arises a changed Asuka from inside. The group had felt that she was dead, however incidentally, she was on the doctor's side the entire time. Her extraordinary power in the wake of being infused is that she can handle the cockroach's brains like an emerald cockroach wasp. In this way, she controlled the bugs to conflict with one another and made do. She then kills the commander and empties water into Ichiro's body. Ichiro, as well, has been in the arrangement for as long as anyone can remember. His body has changed into the Asian coronamide, an animal who can make do in outrageous circumstances and just necessities water to reactivate. The specialist has relegated them determined to bring a cockroach egg back on the planet, so the Japanese government can raise them and use them to reinforce their military. This was their superb mission and the cockroach killing mission was only a bait. Ichiro and Asuka then remove the ship with the egg in it. Be that as it may, the egg begins to incubate halfway and brings forth 2 developed cockroaches. Asuka attempts to utilize her ability to control them, yet it doesn't work. The animals are undeniably more developed from the others, making them the most remarkable ones of all. They kill Asuka and call their own sort for help. The cockroaches on a superficial level hear the call and fold their wings to travel to the ship. Whenever a multitude of cockroaches hooks onto the ship, it begins to break down and crash adjacent to Bugs 1. The advanced cockroaches emerge from the ship and request the others to go after Komachi and the gathering. Komachi infuses himself with the other portion of the medication, speeding his advancement. They don't have a lot of trouble battling the typical cockroaches, yet the developed ones are difficult to overcome. One of them kills Mina subsequent to ripping her arm off. Jin infuses himself with the second portion of the medication while Komachi is on his third portion. With their uplifted powers, they kill more cockroaches quickly. Notwithstanding, the animals are not even close to withdrawing. Jin infuses himself once more and fosters a couple of wings. Presently, the cockroaches fly overhead and fight him. They assault the two in waves and don't subside in light of their number. In the end, Jin understands that to overcome them, they ought to overcome the developed pioneers. He infuses himself on numerous occasions with the medication, speeding his change and making it irreversible with each portion. From that point onward, he kicks one of the pioneers and thumps his head off with tremendous power. However, presently, he has utilized every one of his abilities and can't battle any longer. Komachi takes a stab at protecting Jin from the other pioneer, however is crushed without any problem. Before the pioneer can kill them, a mysterious shining animal comes flying towards them. It spreads gleaming residue all around as everybody checks out at it in wonder. The flying animal is Nanao, who has developed into her last structure. Komachi flies towards Nanao, yet before he can get her, one of the cockroaches fires at him. In any case, the residue Nanao had spread ends up being minuscule explosives that cause a chain of blasts, taking every one of the cockroaches with them. Jin takes off before the blast can get him and saves Komachi without a moment to spare. Notwithstanding, Nanao kicks the bucket in the blast. In a little while, Komachi awakens and sees Jin has totally transformed into a bug. Jin requests that Komachi go to Earth without him as this is his new life now. Komachi obliges and advances toward the ship. Before he can reach inside, he sees that the pioneer is as yet alive. He punches the frail cockroach, however saves his life out of graciousness. Inside the ship, he observes Ichiro still alive. Ichiro saves Komachi's life by shooting the cockroach behind him. The two then at long last send off the getaway case and fly away to Earth as the cockroaches watch them. Back on the planet, the doctor sees that Ichiro has hacked into their framework and is communicating the entire experience around the world. The doctor's associate begins to overreact, now that the Japanese government's mystery is being uncovered to the world. Nonetheless, the doctor appears to be quiet and says that he will offer every one of the bugs' information to different states of the world that will get them. The associate focuses her firearm at the doctor as she ends up being a covert operative for the Japanese government. In any case, the doctor is now prepared for the assault, avoiding the disaster with a defensive hindrance. He then, at that point, kills the right hand with a toxic substance that was embedded in the lab on account of a crisis. Back in the spaceship, Ichiro promises to uncover everybody engaged with the mission. At the point when asked what he needs to do when he returns to Earth, Komachi answers that he will make burial places in the memory of each and every individual who kicked the bucket and afterward return to Mars once more. For full movies, please click on the link in description. Please subscribe and like the video, it means a lot for us.